Welcome to a new day, viewers. You are welcome to your favorite program, The Conversation, coming to you from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Nelson Ekujumi, and I have with me in the studio today Comrade Razak Kolade Olukoba, popularly called RKO. Comrade Olukoba, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Good day.
Yeah, thank you for joining us today again on The Conversation.
It's a pleasure.
Comrade Olukoba and myself are regular faces on this program, which is a topical issue-driven program about happenings within Nigeria and outside in the global space. Top of the bill today, we're going to look at the Federal High Court judgment with regards to the federal allocations of Rivers State. Sometime last week, a Federal High Court in Abuja directed or gave a judgment that the CBN should stop forthwith the release of federal allocations to the government of Rivers State because of the fact that the state does not have an appropriation law in place for 2024. If you recollect, early in the year, some members of the Rivers State House of Assembly have been at loggerheads with the governor, in which the governor attempted to declare their seats vacant, even though he knows he doesn't have the constitutional powers to do that. The members who were claimed to have defected were 27 in number, led by the current speaker, Ehie Hamaule. And the matter went to court. We have several court cases in Rivers, and the court said there was no evidence before them to prove that these legislators have defected, so that their seats cannot be declared vacant. But the legislators also went, the Governor Similaye Fubara, presented the state 2024 appropriation bill before a four-man House of Assembly members. And you and I know very well that the Rivers State House of Assembly has about 31 or 32 members. And under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which we operate as we speak, for the House to be convoked, to form a quorum, 1/3 of the members must be present. And so I don't know where Governor Fubara got his mathematics or arithmetic, wherefore became a quorum of a 30...
At every legislative session, there must be a quorum for legislative activities.
Business to
take place.
To take place, yes.
When you introduce complications into the political process, you stress your constitution. And the crisis in the rivers has stressed our constitution so much that this kind of complication will definitely come off. You see, political rivalry has been turned to political enmity in Nigeria. If it is rivalry, it means someone is bringing a better alternative. That is the definition of political rivalry. But when it is enmity, you weaponize institutions. So, Fubara has weaponized the parliamentary wing of the Rivers State government, and the result is what is coming out today. For us, I think what we should do is to go back to the people and tell the people that we are with you, and tell the people that whatever is going to bring them out of this trauma is what we are after, which is that Fubara should shield his sword. Wike should shield his sword. Then there should be a regional mechanism. When crises like this are going on, the Indigo has a way of placating what is going on, and they will sort it out.
You are talking about a political solution now?
Yes, they will sort it out. Then in the Southwest, there's very ARD, so many. That is missing in the South. And instead of doing that, elder statement, our Baba, in crisis like this, with due respect, anger is on both sides. There's no how you will appear to be on one side and that matter will be settled.
Will be settled, yes.
There should be a moment where you say, oh yeah, both of you stop what you are doing. What is important is it's 9 or 7 million people of Rivers State that is more important to me. The moment you go and pull down House of Assembly, you have gone beyond the bar. And that's why it's very, very difficult for majority to make a case for him. Of course.
And again, Comrade Olukoba, you know, for me is that you and I know for free. And if you read the judgment of the court, the judge declared his actions as executive recklessness.
Yes, that's the language. That was the language.
Yes, that was the language. And for me, even though it's common knowledge that Governor Fubara is at war with his ex-wife godfather, but I expect him that in fighting that battle, he must be conscious of the provisions of the law. You must not do anything outside of the law.
Of the law.
And you know,
it's going to catch up.
It's going to catch up with you.
And it's catching up with you
And
now.
you know, the painful thing for me about the whole imbroglio is that a former vice president, Atiku Abubakar, came out and was inciting Nigerians against the judiciary.
And that's what I'm saying.
Hold on just a minute. This is the same Atiku that when he was vice president under former president Olusegun Obasanjo almost threw him through the window. It was the same court that rescued him, that made him to stay on that seat
as a VP.
For
the remaining of his tenure.
The same court that has a constitutional functions that is devoid of wherever you belong, because the image of the judiciary is a lady, with that is blindfolded. He doesn't know whether you are.
And that is where I'm coming. That we must not turn to enemy. If it is political enmity, you turn all the institutions into weapon, which is what they wanted to use the court for. But court stand out.
Yes, the court stood out.
On this matter, we have.
What does the Constitution says?
So Fubara should know that he's in for a lot of trouble now, and the person who will bear the consequences. And that's why the people must stay above the board. That of course, even if we are with you, there are certain things you must not do.
Must not, absolutely.
In the name of the fight between you and Wike.
Yes, or whoever.
Of all the people that have been coming the governor of Rivers State, there's always that crisis of current governor fighting the previous governor.
Yeah.
Wike took time to understudy what are the weaknesses of those previous governors. He understood it, and he knew that this kind of thing might happen. So he has braced up for it already. You can't find that kind of person with recklessness as a governor, and you think you are going to go scot as a lawyer. He won't allow you to go to scot-free. So as much as Wike will have loved to cause crisis in Rivers State, to break the law, he knew that there may be a problem for him. So he was
using the instrument of the law
at all time,
at every point in time.
And as a governor, that's what I expected too.
Yes.
So there's no moral issue about it, and it pains
there's
that
elite
in this country has also become politicians. They're supposed to be giving direction. That sentiment apart, the judgment is correct.
The judgment is very sound.
The moment the members of the state parliament came back, I knew this was going to happen. I knew that those laws made, those legislative activities made by the four...
Fubara and his gang of four.
There's going to be a problem over it. There was no republic that time.
Honestly.
In Rivers State.
Yes.
So it was going to be... And when Fubara did that thing, he should know that's going to come to this. That's going to happen. So for me, the judiciary, I praise them. And I want to say that they should stand their ground.
No, I'm very confident about that.
Blackmail.
Yes.
We must have our country once and for all. If we must have our country.
The painful thing for me in this whole saga is that people you expect to put on their thinking cap, even if you are taking sides, take sides within the purview of the law. For example,
I'm with you, but on this note,
on this thing you are doing, there's a problem. Yes, this was a governor who, when the crisis started, we saw that the House of Assembly was bombed. People alleged to be linked to him were fingered in that bombing. After that, we heard the governor said he was demolishing the House of Assembly because of some structural defects, and the governor even had the temerity to come on public space and insult the democratic rights of the people by saying the members of the House of Assembly exist at his behest. That was totally irresponsible.
And that is what Nigerians should caution the political class for. The price for democracy is so high that it is not when soldiers came back that democracy is dying. All these kind of things are trauma to democracy.
Of course.
When the rule of law, It's no longer existing.
It's been trampled upon.
This is the breach of the rule of law.
Absolutely.
To say that an arm of government is an appendage
Under you.
Under you. It is wrong. So, INEC has a lot of work to do. You may not agree.
No, it's not about INEC.
No, you may not agree with
Okay.
me. Political, you have always been saying this, that political class needs a lot of orientation. That when you get to office, that are saying that it's not admissible, that your office there's nothing, you should not say personal about it.
Yes, it's a public office.
That's the orientation I'm talking about.
That orientation that you are talking about is not about INEC. It's about for example, as I sit down here, I don't have any relationship with Fubara, neither do I have with Wiki. I've never spoken to anybody.
Likewise me.
But what I'm telling anybody who cares to listen is that in Nigeria today, we operate a constitutional democracy. And no matter what you do, if you cannot obey the laws of the land, you are inviting anarchy. And when anarchy comes, it can consume anybody.
And in fact, let me tell you, if you look at the example of Hugo Chavez in Venezuela, it was the opposition that started weaponizing institutions. Just like the case of Nigeria. People were calling the military back. That's weaponizing institution. So at this own instance, so it's weapon, and that is what caused for anarchy. If opposition started it, you are becoming a legitimate target for government to respond.
Yeah.
Though if it is government also that is weaponizing, just like what Fubara has done now, the opposition will not stop. Is that a the legal means? They also cause civil disobedience. Yeah. So, and I go back to INEC. There are standards that INEC should now start to maintain.
Like what?
Kind of characters. What? The kind of characters.
The
kind of
INEC does not have that power under the constitution.
He must seek for that power.
Because
governorship is so important that.
No, I disagree.
I'm not saying that as part of qualification.
I disagree.
I'm not saying it's a qualification.
Yes.
I'm talking about orientation.
Who will orientate? A candidate who comes to.
INEC needs to consistently engage the political parties that try to look at the kind of people that will come and contest for the presidency. Someone who contested as a presidency is inviting people to come and raise a flag against the Nigerian government. Imagine what I'm saying.
I understand.
So the state of mind that is going to become the president of who is going to contest starts to be profiled by the entrance, which is INEC. Before if we got to the Nigerian,
INEC is not the entrance. INEC does not have that power.
But INEC has that power to insist or introduce ingredients for us to have a correct candidate, not in position, not in law, not. And civil society also has a response. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay, what are we doing here? Is that not what we are telling INEC to do? And there's something similar to that all over the world, though, to what I'm saying all over the world.
Okay.
That for God's sake, if you want to be the governor of a state, there are certain characters that should be known with you. If you want to become the president of a country, it's a shared responsibility. That's fine. Then it comes to Nigerians themselves too. Nigeria must also put them under a binocular to look at them very well. That is this kind of a person worthy of contesting for the
holding
office,
public office.
Of public office. It's also our responsibility too. Then the third is the political party themselves. The political party must also begin to feed in candidates that will not become a senator and start hiding under on a tree and saying that he's running for one kidnapper. So that the young people will not see them as a role model. For instance, now, what Fubara is doing as a governor now is becoming a style that young people may begin to emulate if they become the governor too. So the best way to do is to first stop people like them in that imagine.
And then you know, when you look at the trajectory of the conduct and utterances of Fubara, if you look into the history of Rivers State in the past, we also saw it in the Yeson Wike when he was governor. We saw it in Ayodele Fayoshe, even when he was in Ekiti.
Yes.
These are characters, these are persons, sorry for the use of the word, these are persons that when they make statements that denigrates the office. That
and you are saying we should not put a bar?
No, I'm not saying we should not put a bar. What I'm saying is that if we are going to put a bar, it is for us to up the ante with regards to civic engagement with the populace. You know why? In educating the citizenry.
So we as that point.
The media also is
including INEC too.
Well, INEC also has you see, what you are saying is what a lot of us have always said, that our engagements with the political parties is zero.
Yes.
All the time we want
You are
to
making my point. That's what I'm
all
saying.
the time we want to talk to the populace, even the political parties. We should start engaging them, empowering them, analyzing issues with them, such that aspirants that will emerge as candidates within the parties will be men of character.
So
and
they will share this view me and you are exposing. They will share it with us.
Yes,
That's the point
I
I'm
agree
making.
with you. You know, this is a topic we cannot exhaust, but the truth of the matter is that these threats, the judiciary, I ask them, what has the judiciary done wrong?
Is that time for
you come to court, even if you say somebody was killed, so long as you don't bring documentary evidence to affirm it, even if the judge is looking at the corpse, it's not acceptable because court deals with facts and not with what you word of mouth.
Stop running our country based on emotion. Great nations are not run by emotions.
Are not. Emotions cannot be quantified by facts and figures.
At all.
But when you put, for example, somebody came to court the other day. He said he lost a person. The court asked him, do you have a police report? He said no. Do you have a death certificate? He said no. Do you have a mortuary autopsy report? He said no. Do you have the cemetery document to show that you... He said no. So how do you want me to believe? How do you want me to believe you lost somebody?
That's emotion.
And the next thing, the guy started crying. People say, pity. I said, pity for what?
That's emotion. That's what I'm saying.
Pity for what? Somebody that has not proven anything to me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is how far we want to go on this first stanza of the program, the conversation. As far as we are concerned, the courts are in sync with the provisions of the law with regards to their judgment on stopping the federal allocation to Rivers State government. Governor Similaye Fubara should go and do the needful. She will recognize that he was elected into office under the law. And in being sworn in, he swore to uphold that same law. Governor Similaye Fubara cannot now sit on that seat and start raping the law. It's unacceptable. The courts are there to put a stop to whatever shenanigan anybody wants to perpetuate, no matter how highly placed. This is what we want to call it. We want to go on a short break, gentlemen and ladies. We'll be right back. Please continue to watch the conversation coming to you from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. We'll be right back.